Welcome to the greatest of the greatest, a podcast that you never knew you needed, with interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice, asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, everyone. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to the episode of Full Buddy Cast Presents. We got, of course, Billy PaintedHorse Custalow with us for segment 10, he just said, episode 10. This is, please come down to Enumclaw. When you do visit, go visit Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street, Enumclaw, Washington. Say hi to Sean. He's got all the TVs set up. He's got like 8 to 10 TVs that you can watch all the NFL and college football action and have some beers there as well. Please go to Bordeaux Wine Bar, sit outside the patio or sit inside as well, depending on the weather, and enjoy a nice glass of wine, and mention Full Buddy Cast. Please go to Mazatlan, Enumclaw, Washington. Say hi to Andy, and he will hook you up with that. Mention Full Buddy Cast, and he'll hook you up with something special. Maybe even some free chips and salsa and some waters to start your dinner. And go visit O Chef Country Kitchen, Dan Coot Snyder. He is a Full Buddy Cast, Full Buddy friend. He's the man, the myth, the legend. We had him on the last garage night. He's the ice cream man around town as well. You see him in the nice green, old school style ice cream truck. Say hi to him. We got the Patrons as well. Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Adam Kenny Art, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Ben Illman, Jamie Roberts, Jamie Kenny, Jackson Zyduk, Sasha Carey Lynn, Thomas Savageau, Cameron Stratton, Real Estate Agent Tycoon, Enumclaw Washington there, Homer Robertson, Jackie Van Hoof, and Dan Coot Snyder. We've got Billy PaintedHorse Custalow. Welcome back.
That's me. Thank you.
Happy September.
Yeah,
Happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
Weekend.
That's one of my favorite times of year. We're doing a fantasy football draft right after I'm done here.
Got to rush out.
Running right back to the house and doing the old Zoom meeting with as many people as are capable in the league to get on. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Kind of miss the old days where we used to get together at a house. But, COVID kind of screwed that all up. And then our commissioner just passed away this last year.
Oh, wow.
Right as the playoffs were about to start.
Oh, man.
It threw us off for a loop. I've known him for 20-some years. I met him on the Water Boys. He was submitting tapes to the show, and he hit me up 03, about this time in 03, said, we got an opening in our league if you want to check out fantasy football, see what it's about. I was like, sure. And, yeah, I've been gonzo ever since, man.
And then, so you're doing that tonight.
Yeah.
Do you know what your draft order is yet? Do you know where
I'm number 14 out of 16. We're 16 teams.
Cow.
16 teams, 14 picks, so it's like 224 players are off the board. This is the one I've won 3 championships in. I just won this past year. In fact, me and the other guy, it's a long story. We decided a gentleman's agreement that we would split the championship because of a misunderstanding, because of the commissioner's passing and the misunderstanding. I won, but there was a situation where had he known what was going on, he could have won. So I'm just cool. Like, I don't, I still get to put my name's already on the trophy. You're not taking it off. So, but if you want to put your name there with me as co-champions, and we'll just shake hands and say, yeah, I did win it, but you could have if you had put different players in.
Yeah.
You say you didn't know, and so I'm going to, as a gentleman, believe you, take you at your word that you didn't know that we were continuing the playoffs.
Yeah.
Anyhow, so and I also made sure to make a statement. I'm going to do it again tonight at the draft. It's like I told him before a few days ago when we did the draft order picks. We did a little Zoom meeting, and I said, let's make something crystal clear. I don't care what happens to me. Don't you dare stop this league. You keep playing. I'm telling you right. I'm giving you permission.
Right.
Mourn me and cry, whatever.
Right.
Keep playing.
Yeah.
Do not stop.
Yeah.
Don't stop doing what you enjoy.
Right.
because God called me home.
Yeah.
You know, like don't do that. Don't do my memory like that, man. Yeah. I want you. You guys know what I want you to do. I want you to go out there and compete. And if somebody wants to take over my team and I end up winning the championship, just make sure you spell my name right on the trophy.
Nice.
You know.
And Billy, I want you to know right off the bat.
Yes, sir.
My life will keep going too. If anything, I'm just saying, if anything happens to you,
your life will keep going.
Podcast will keep going.
I appreciate that.
And,
I'm good. I'll sleep well tonight. That and the weed will help me sleep well tonight.
Speaking of the weed,
yes, let's speak of weed.
Let's talk about. Let's get into the weeds.
Let's get into the weeds.
I got that message from Holly Graff in a frantic panic saying, "What happened? I thought I was friends with Billy on Facebook.
What did happen? I've lost about 17 or 18 friends in the past, I don't know, 3 months, and nothing by my hand. So I'll put warnings up to people, tell them if you're on my friends list, understand you have to be like active, like you have to say something, something once in a while.
I think you said that a few times, kind of give that forewarning.
Okay, yeah. So I do purges, but I'm pretty picky about purging because some people, like I know, like I've got 2 dead friends on there now. I've got other friends that I know their lives are, I won't go into detail on, but I understand that they aren't on as much. I've found myself lately not spending nearly as much time on Facebook as I do on X and Rumble. Weird that way, you know. And now Zuckerberg's coming out and dropping and trying to play they were just bullying me, guys, and I didn't really want to do it. Just eat a bag of dicks. And I'm not talking about the burgers. It just pisses me off, dude, that he's getting up there and he's trying to worm his way out of this shit now. And I've been telling people for years, guys, you're not seeing my post. Here's an experiment. Anyone that's on my friends list, go on my page, scroll down, and come back and tell me how many of my posts have you not seen. And I'm not even on there that much anymore, but I'll share like the memories that pop up. I'll share those. I share other stuff. I'll share a lot of stuff from X. A lot of promos for Think You Ought to Know This, the podcast that JJ and I are doing. And then this, but for the most part, you're not seeing it.
But do you think it could be that? See, when I first became friends with you, I got every single thing you did. It said Billy Custalow breathed, and I got a notification. If they don't interact with
how many do you? Yeah, see, that's the other thing is you're interacting. I'm also sharing links with you to like your pages and stuff. So your info is all
tied.
linked. Yeah, right. And we've done this now, so now we're linked because you're on my Rumble, you're on my YouTube.
Right.
I'm in your YouTube. I'm in your Spotify. You know, so my name shows up and your name shows up. So we're cross-referenced and shit. So that might be part of it. They've got algorithms that do this shit. But this was just a few weeks ago. I said they're shadow banning me again on Facebook, and my friend goes, "Why? I see your stuff." And I said, instead of asking me that question, why don't you go take a look at my page? He comes back a few minutes later and goes, "Holy shit, dude, you're right. There's like 8 or 9 posts on here that I haven't even seen, and and you posted those days ago." I'm like, right. That's the point I'm trying to make it. I'm like, and then I'll come on and I'm like, okay, I didn't just drop 6 friends.
Right.
Did 6 friends and I'm like, who would that be? And I'm like, I don't have that many, but there's enough. Yeah. There's enough for me to go, oh shit, I'd take me all day to sit here and go through them and go, oh, you know what I mean?
Right.
And honestly, I just don't give a fuck about Facebook as much anymore. I'm just, excuse the language, but I'm just more of an X and Rumble person. Anyhow, it just seems more open. You can breathe on there, dude. Did I tell you they gave me a strike? That one of the other reasons they're always hitting me with like, oh, you violated community standards. I posted a video. I think it was St. Jude's, but it was a video of children getting off of buses.
Yeah, that's right.
And dogs running up to them. And I got flagged for that. And I disputed it. I still haven't heard back. What? They're like, you were trying to get clicks. And like, this seems like you were trying to get spam and clicks and likes. And I'm just like, bro, this video was on Facebook. No, it was on Facebook. I'm sharing the video that was in the feed. And you're saying that I'm trying to get clicks. What? Right. You know, so... Look, I said it before. You can think what you want. I don't care. just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they aren't watching you, as they say.
Right.
I know for a fact,
And that's to Holly.
I was one of the. Well, that's to Holly.
Yeah,
because
being
did
paranoid, Holly.
Yeah, well, I didn't. I don't know. How many friends does she have? Like
A gazillion.
Oh, okay. So that.
But for whatever reason, it stood out to her.
Yeah,
that you weren't there. She's like, wait a second. I'm. In fact, she said.
That's weird because I still see her stuff in the stories. I still see her stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, now that you guys are back, I'm guessing you guys are reunited.
I've heard nothing.
Okay.
I haven't been on there that much.
Well, she's got a question for you.
Other than promote shit. That's all I've been on there for.
She said, you need to ask Billy this.
Okay.
His thoughts.
Okay.
On them.
Wanting
to change the name of Mount Rainier
to Mount Tahoma. Well, I'm native.
Correct.
And given that Rainier, who he was... I hate this woke PC bullshit, but at the same time, I'm a man of consistency. Like, I'm all about, the 14th Amendment, fair and equal treatment under the law, right? That's why I was always I was just an asshole about the Washington Redskins, because it was like, it wasn't the name, it was the disparity, it was the hypocrisy, like fair and equal treatment under the law. So you can't call this team this name or that team that name, but you can say that, and that's okay. Like, make sense. So, what was I going on here?
Rainier Tahoma.
Oh, the Rainier Tahoma. The idea that they want to change the name. I mean, let's go ahead and just blast Mount Rushmore off of the hill. Let's just tear it all down, and let's just build a throne of ashes, and then we can put somebody up there that the elites, agree to. That's pretty much where we're at. We're going to just bow to every effing whiny crybaby. Yeah, man, history happened. Woohoo! Thank God it did. Because here's the option. If history didn't happen, you aren't here to whine like a little bitch right now. Isn't that great? You're here to whine like a bitch because history happened.
So what do you think?
I say leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
I say leave it alone. But Mount Rainier, he was an anti-American. Was he? Well, how fitting for the current times. We've got a whole political party that despises this country and its history. They should be having parties on that mountain then, for that matter, if that's their, if that's going to be the argument. Like, yeah, let the people that despise this country and think it's just a big old racist shithole, let them use that as their, party central.
Yeah,
I guess. I think the mountain's been named so long. We're tearing down statues. We're changing the names of schools. Did you hear about the one back in Florida where the kids changed the name back because they were just
really?
It was an Indian. It was a native name, and I forget what they changed it to, but the kids just hated it so much that they voted.
Brought it back.
They had a student revolt pretty much, and they demanded that the name be changed back. So I think what you're seeing is you're going to see these younger kids, that are being subjected to the idiocy and the insanity of the I hate to say woke, because woke used to be a good thing, but the bastardized version of woke groups that have been subjecting these children to this crap, and they think the kids aren't hip and the kids aren't getting it, but they do. And those kids are going to grow up and they're going to be little Reaganites, dude. They're going to be little Ronald Reagans. And it's going to be glorious to behold, because you're going to watch them. Their parents are going to be like, the older people are going to be all the purple-haired psycho cat ladies. You're going to be like, what are you doing now? Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah. I think it's stupid to get so worked up over a monument, a landmark like that that's had that name for so long and synonymous. And I mean, there's beer named after it. There's a river named after it. There's, there's all kinds of shit named after it.
Right.
Like, we're just going to go changing everything now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, this guy over here, he smacked his wife one time. We better not call that anymore. Well, John Slap-a-Hoe does have a ring to it.
That's actually a great idea for the new name for Mount Rainier.
John Slap-a-Hoe.
There we go.
Mount Slap-a-Hoe.
There we go.
There
I'm
you-
in.
I'm
back in on this.
I can work with that.
So let's,
Holly, no hard feelings. I have no idea. Believe me when I say I am a pariah in the eyes of Meta and the Facebook people that are gatekeeping. They're so full of shit. They're so fascistic. But I'm one of the first people that ever said F Facebook and F Mark Zuckerberg and called them fascist and told them because I was calling them out on their bullshit years ago because it was evident. It was obvious. It was just apparent. It didn't take a rocket surgeon or a brain scientist to figure it out. It was like, and so any of us that actually spoke up. So now my emails, it doesn't matter. I have 2 different emails that are associated. It doesn't matter which one I use. They both, silly me, I should have saved one, for my little covert act. But anyhow, the one that I'm on now is the one that I've used. It's the one that they definitely have me on their list for. So anything I say or do on there, and I know people, I have cousins and friends that are also on that list that they can post the most innocuous, ambiguous, simple shit, and boom, they'll get a strike. Have you seen the post that's going around right now with the warning over it that contains graphic or violent content,
Yes, and then it's
the eagle with the...
right.
Do you understand what I'm saying now?
Right.
I'm a little guy, but that's just one little example right there is the point I'm trying to make. So when I say they F with me at Meta, I mean they F with me. And it's easy for them. It's easy for them to set an algorithm to put in any of our identifiers and any trigger words, and then boom, they could just hit us over and over. They can suppress us. They can push our shit down. So you might see all of my posts because we're, like I said, we kind of have this interlocked deal of cross promotion. But a lot of people, I've heard people say, dude, I didn't see your post for like days. I have to, like, some people, like, I have to literally physically come to your page to see your post. And I'm like, why? Like, why is that? Now, the other thing is you're not seeing my post. I don't know if Holly was seeing them or not. If she's got a gazillion friends or whatever, and then and more followers or what have you, I don't know what her scope of shit is. That I'm not saying that had anything to do with this. I'm just wondering if maybe she hadn't seen my post in a while, or is she keeping? I don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
I
mean,
don't know.
They do send things out
Is she
there.
a stalker? Is she my stalker?
I think she's a stalker. 100%.
Well, I don't want to unfriend a stalker.
Yeah, I know.
mean, come on, I'm not that stupid.
No,
My mama didn't raise a dummy.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
a stalker.
She's a good-looking stalker. She's not one of those ugly, crazy ones like what's her face, Catherine Bates
from
Misery.
From
Misery. That's it.
Yeah.
Misery. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not Holly. Holly's not. No, she no. She does like to keep tabs, and Facebook will ask you questions like, "Do you want to see more of this or less of this?" And it could be that it's not you, but maybe she clicked less of somebody else, and then you're in that same algorithm.
They're all, dude. They're just. It's insanity, and my feelings aren't hurt. Trust me.
But if you want all the exclusive content and not have to worry about the Facebook shutting things down,
I'm on X.
You're on X.
PaintedHorse 999.
You got your Patreon, and
Patreon
you know what? That's a good. I wouldn't be.
Patreon is PaintedHorse, and Locals is PaintedHorse, and YouTube and Rumble are at PaintedHorse 9. But
let me encourage this real quick, and I'm gonna as the agent of Billy PaintedHorse Custalow, spelled with a C and not a K.
That's right.
Is on Facebook you're getting his workout songs, you're getting his comments, you're getting his articles that he's sharing. You're getting, but on the Patreon, you're not. You're or think you ought to know is coming straight from his mouth. Like that is
think you ought to know this. Yeah.
Think you ought to know this. If you want to know what he thinks about something or his opinion on something, probably
have you been watching him?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
But here's why. Here's why, Billy. I got no time for nothing right now. So it's I've been painting the house and getting all the crazy stuff going. But even today, I mean, I miscommunicated with my wife. She thought that I could drive her to go get the car picked up at 3:30. I also told you to be here at 3:30, and you said I got a draft, so I got to be in and out. So so my worlds collided. My wife is biking down the Enumclaw Streaks currently to get the, and she's texting me like, I'm late. I told this guy I would be here, this and that. But let's remind everyone real quick. That while I was driving, had zero clue that she had bottles of wine in the back. Why is this person detailing our car? Because I hit the brakes because a cop was flying by me. Didn't know we had bottles on the back seat, and then blew up everywhere. So technically, we wouldn't be getting this thing if it wasn't for my wife loading up those bottles. But hey, she's gonna hear this and she's gonna laugh to herself and she's gonna forgive me for everything because I'm an amazing person, right Jamie? Right. So but anyway, so how is Think You Ought to Know This going? How are you enjoying it?
We're figuring ourselves out as we go along the format. He and I talk after each show and we discuss things, but we think we're starting to get what we want to do. He's people will see. It's going to be more of we're going to combine, a list of stories because he and I both we have a lot of the same clips a lot of times. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to come to him. It's like, okay, here's what I've got, and I'm going to share my bookmarks and stuff from X and what have you. And then he's going to go through and he'll cross-reference whatever he's got. Like, yeah, I've got that. So that's common. Obviously, I'm on it. I know what it's about. Then there'll be other stuff. He'll be like, hey, I think you ought to know this. And pull up stuff like, did you see this? Because he'll see that I don't have it in my list of stuff. He'll be able to bring up stuff. And then I'm just going to sit back and I'm just going to – so basically he's just pitching them and I'm just driving them out of the park.
Right.
So I just do the Billy Painted Horse, Nikki St. Custalow, wind me up and watch me go, speak my opinion,
Very brief opinions.
Yeah, just kind of like go off on rants about something for a minute and then, just – I feel like I'm reaching out to like one person out there, just like that one individual that's watching that doesn't know me,
right.
That is actually open-minded, that's like, okay, I don't know this guy, so I'm not going to assume anything about him, but I'm going to listen to what he says.
Yeah.
And like he's really looking at the camera like he really gives a shit that I understand what he's saying. So he's probably not lying. Because people that lie tend to have shifty ways about telling stories, whereas people that are honest, that their integrity means something, you can see the intensity by the way they will stare right in the camera and look and go, "Do you get what I'm saying?" And they'll get like this, like, "Please unhear me. I'm trying to help you. Like, I swear I don't even know you. I don't know you shit, but I just want you to understand they hate you and they think you're stupid."
Right.
And it's like so he'll throw up whatever, and like we're trying to get more comedic stuff involved in the show. We don't want to go too far hard into the politics all the time to where it just becomes this Billy ranting about how shitty the Democrats are and how shitty the Rhino Republicans are and how Trump isn't the perfect thing, but he's the better choice of the two because Kamala is a communist and, people after a while, it's just like, yeah, okay. So we're going to try to bring a little bit of flavor to the show. We're only on 2 nights, Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So we want to try, and we try to go till 9 for about 2 hours, run a little long sometimes, but depending on the energy. And we just like people to join us on the live chat. Because, we've been on for 7 weeks now. We only had like 1 or 2 people that have jumped into the live chat with us, so we'd like to see that kick up. But yeah, every Monday and Wednesday night, man, on Rumble.
All right, so you guys got to check it out.
What is that?
I better not be my wife honking her horn. I don't know what's going on right now, but it's not. That's an old school horn.
That sounds like a train.
Yeah.
I was like, do you have a train?
I don't think no one's messaging me yet. We got a train. All right, so Billy, I'm not joking by this. This is not just a softball or whatever. Okay. I'm in church during worship Sunday.
Yeah.
Times my mind will wander while I'm worshiping. Things are on my mind. Maybe some unanswered questions. Maybe some things that are kind of past week or upcoming week while that's going on too. And I'm telling you, you came up on my mind. And it was like, get this guy's testimony. Let him share his testimony, his actual how he came to Christ. He talks about Christ each episode. He talks about all glory to God and thanking Jesus. Now,
don't you know I'm like every convict, man? I found Jesus in a jail cell.
Okay,
no,
yeah,
just kidding.
And the other thing was,
everybody finds Jesus in a jail cell.
You can
trust me.
You can have the greatest opinions and rants when it comes to political things, but sometimes the most powerful, and just your whole life has been a big story, and that's powerful. Tell me, because you've mentioned it, I want to hear. How did you rediscover your faith? I know with your grand.
So we won't go too far back. So obviously, I was raised in the church when I lived with my father. Mom liked to send me to church some Sundays as much as she could, but I kept getting in trouble there too. So, but I just got tired of church, because I was going all the time, and. It's a long story, dude. My father, the Southern Baptist minister, I tell him I love rock and roll music, and then he's like, "Oh, it's the devil's music." So right then, I'm already like, we're going two opposite ways, and I wanted to live in California, and it's just a whole line of crap. I knew the Bible. I was raised in the church. But I had multiple incidents happen where people that call themselves Christians betrayed me. Lied to me, were not honest with me. And I thought, if this is Christian, you can keep it. So then obviously I'm 19, 20, 21 years old on the West Coast. I'm running dope, making a lot of money singing in rock bands, hanging out with all kinds of fun people. And I witnessed evil. I saw satanic stuff. Not going to go into too much detail on that, but I saw some wicked stuff, and just confirmation that I watched The Exorcist as a little boy. I wasn't even Catholic, but The Exorcist scared the shit out of me. Still scares the shit out of me to this day. That just the premise of that whole movie, the idea that a demonic power, evil power, could possess you or someone and do that stuff. Her crab walk down the stairs, dude. But that kind of stuff was already, even in the Southern Baptists, as much as they despise the Catholic Church, there's still the idea of demonic possession, that things like that cross from, it's not just the Catholic Church that believes it, but the Protestants do too. And so that being said, I was scared shitless after seeing that movie. And it stuck with me. But anyhow, I'm out on the West Coast. I'm young. I'm seeing all kinds of evil, wicked stuff. And then I've told you multiple times, God kept pulling my ass out of the fire over and over and over. There's times when I probably should have went to prison for the rest of my life, and I didn't. There's probably times where I should have stopped wasting oxygen. And God said, no, I got plans for you. So, I'm in jail, wake up call, I get out, win a lawsuit for my injury, and use that money, get a place, get online, find the friends in Arizona, boom, find Kylie. Well, everything changed after that, Travis. I can't express to people enough in words what finding that little girl did to me on every level. And the forgiveness that I was shown was so humbling. And it just, I heard like a voice, God's voice saying, I love you. I've always loved you. I just always wanted the best for you, but you just are a hardhead, man. God, you just won't shut up and listen sometimes. I'm trying to talk to you. And so finding her, I was like, all right, man, I'm all ears. I'm sorry. And so I've been on that path ever since. But then I've watched our society. I've watched what's going on in our country. I mean, any man or woman of faith right now, hell, you could be a secular, you could be agnostic, or even one of these people that call themselves atheist. You look around and tell me right now what you're witnessing isn't wicked, that it isn't evil. There's a book. It tells us about it. We revere it. You guys mock us for it, but that book, we revere it, and there's stories in there. And if you ever took time to read them, you'd understand why we're freaked out right now, because those stories are like the ones that told us this will come to pass. Those ones are really freaking us out right now. So you mock all you want. You mock at your own peril. That is the hubris of man, is the thought that he is God. So why would he need God? But I say, if God be with us, who could stand against us? So I put it like this, like I put to a friend who was an atheist years ago. I told him, Jerry, and he's a sweet guy. So, just being an atheist doesn't make you, Satan. You'd be amazed, some Satanists out here are probably the sweetest people you ever meet. Scientologists are assholes. I wouldn't go near that. But there. Sorry,
you're good, man. You're a Cracker Jack box, man. You got a prize every once in a while.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought there, man. I gotta stop smoking that shit before I go on here. I just know that I'm looking around right now, and I'm seeing. Oh, I told my friend Jerry. I said, "Look, man." I said, "Brother, you are a sweet guy." I said, "You're a really nice guy," and I'm just like. And I know a lot of people out here want to think, won't my deeds, won't God see that I was a good person? And like, we all like to think that. No, there is a submission. It's like the father when he buys the house, buys the food, buys the car, puts the gas in the car, buys the clothes, does everything. When he comes home, he just wants the big fucking piece of chicken.
That's true. Yeah.
And all God is wanting is his big piece of chicken. You need to get down, submit yourself, and say, thank you. This experience, this opportunity to experience your creation, I'm blessed. Many others have been given life and weren't so blessed. And I know to try to understand your plan and your purpose is so far beyond my capacity. I am only here to experience what you've created and then report back to the mothership. Thank you. Thank you so much. And then what, you're going to throw kids in? And like I heard someone say today, they said there's just something about a child telling you they love you that will take a man and put him in a completely different place.
Right.
And nothing else in the world can do it. Nothing. Not a woman, not a friend, not a celebrity, nothing can touch what that child that you made when they look at you and they smile and they say, I love you, Daddy. That changes a man. And that to me is God saying, see, you're seeing my purpose. You're beginning to see my purpose.
Yeah.
You're not going to be here forever, nor is she or he, but they will continue, and my will be granted. They'll find someone and they'll have more children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and your blood, your line will continue on, and hopefully they will maintain the love of God the whole time, and I will bless this family and this blood for as long as it shall be on the earth. Now do you see my purpose? And so I found my daughter, and I was like, yeah, dude, I see it. I see it now. Wow. And you were nice enough, like 19 years, but you brought me into her life when I was supposed to be. So,
right.
Yeah. So the testimony, I mean, at this point, dude, I got 2 grandsons, and how can I not give all praise and glory to God? Who else am I going to give it to?
Right.
It's like, I tell people, I'm like, here's this thing, man. Just stop for a minute and just think. even if the dude was crazy, if he was nutty as squirrel shit. This guy, right, over in Israel, over in that Middle East, the Nazarene, his name was Jesus, right? He went and he preached and spoke all of this stuff that was so revolutionary, love, forgiveness, that the powers that be were threatened by him. And he wasn't no pussy. He wasn't no pushover. He went in the market and whipped the money changers like they were dogs. So don't get it twisted. It wasn't, the man was no sissy. But he was preaching something that threatened them to the point where he was betrayed by a friend, one of his closest, and he knew this, and he still sat down and broke bread with him at his last meal that he knew was going to be his last meal. And then he went and he bore all of the, slings and arrows, literally. The stabs, the spit, the mocking, the kicks, punches, stabs with the spit, all of it, the crucifixion, all of it, and questioned everything in his moment of dying. Father, why have you forsaken me? And then a moment came upon him and he realized, I have to do this so that the rest of you here can be saved. By my dying, my spirit, my blood can wash you. If you believe in me and believe that I sacrificed myself for you, you will not suffer eternal damnation. Now, you can think it's a fantasy and crazy and all that. Cool, good for you, man. You're so much better than the rest of us. You know it all. You got it all figured out. You're so smart. Okay, cool. Right on. Well, then this conversation isn't for you. And that's where I'm at now, Travis. I'm tired of trying to talk to whacked out leftists, head up ass, firmly atheist, just the arrogant, insufferable little fucks that just think they know it all. They think they got it all figured out. Well, good for you, man. Right on. I know I'm not perfect, and Jesus every time is going down like, no, Billy, not that. Just don't say. I understand what you're saying. Just can you leave the F's out and the motherfuckers and the like? Do you have to go Samuel L. Jackson on it every time? No, But no, I realized that at a certain point, folks, we have to start focusing our energy on what we can change. It's like it's the prayer. It's give me the the grace to know which, like the strength, the courage to change the things I can, the knowledge to accept the things that I can, or humility, and then the knowledge and the ability to tell which. And right now, I'd say it's pretty apparent. The people that want you dead, that want every time you try to speak something that disagrees with their worldview or mindset, they just go into full screeching fucking banshee mode. Don't waste your time with those people. It's like trying to have a conversation with a fucking zombie that wants to eat your brains. They just, they literally, you're wasting your time. It's like playing chess with a pigeon. All they're going to do is strut around and kick the pieces everywhere and shit on the board and act like they won. And I mean, right. That's unfortunately where we're at, is that we have to start determining some souls are lost, folks. There's just, when the capsized boat is going down and there's only so much room in the lifeboats and you're hearing the screams of the people getting eaten by the sharks, it's terrible, but it's going to happen. And some people out here have decided to throw their lot in with the sharks, and they think somehow or another they're not going to get eaten by them. But we have to cut them loose. You have to stop wasting your time with these psychos out here, and that's where I'm at with it. Like, yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. And where God comes in, Jesus comes in on that, is the temperance and the mercy and the, right. It's like I'm reminded, okay, I know you're angry. I know you're frustrated. I know it's like you want to lead them to the path. You want to show them the light, but some people are just so in love with the darkness.
He gives them over to it. I mean, that's the thing. He gives them over to it so he can listen. I've tried.
The devil is not going to go scoreless. That's right. Just, no matter how this game winds up, the devil is not going to finish with a big goose egg on the scoreboard. Right. He's gonna rack up some points, but God wins. Right. Every time, God wins. So yeah, I just, I remind myself, I know where I'm from, I know the people I'm from, but also try to look at like how lucky I am to be alive, and then God blessing me with a daughter and 2 grandsons. I would be a fool not to give my thanks and just humble myself and give thanks to the Creator that made this possible, because this feeling, this joy of being a father and a grandfather,
it's more than just life.
It's transcendent. It's you realize like there's more to you than that you're not going to die. You're just going to change. Right. But you're going to live on just like your ancestors. Like you're just carrying on the code for them.
I think there's a point where we all feel out of place no matter what. There's a point where we just don't understand where we are, where we fit in. Where do we land in this gigantic universe? And then all of a sudden you have a moment of clarity. You have a kid and you realize, holy cow, I'm that little 3-year-old that's running across the street without looking both ways, and I'm 30 something, I'm 40 something, I'm 50, and I'm still running across the street without looking both ways. And so, the little things that just kind of teach you. And it's interesting, and then you learn the love, the absolute. I mean, kids, it is, man. How sweet is it when they say "I love you" and they give you that big hug, and that's very innocent.
Did you see the picture I posted of me and Kylie? The first picture ever taken.
Yeah, the teenage, or she's not. She's like 19.
She's 19. Yeah. It's like for the very first picture ever taken, where she's hugging. You could tell she's crying, and I'm hugging her, and her mom took that picture, and it's like, that picture is just. Just one of those moments I can't.
Yeah.
It's like she just comes.
How cool is it that was on camera too? I mean, how cool is that?
That all that, and the people that were there that witnessed it. I'm glad those people were there. I wish I was still in contact with them, but I'm glad those people were there. But yeah, that impact that a child has on you. Words fail. It's just, it's magnificent. So that's a good portion of the testimony. I laugh because I tell people, I'm like, I found Jesus in jail. Junkies find Jesus in jail, because you're coming down and you're like, oh God, please God. It's like, I think that's Jesus in the corner. I'm seeing lights. I might be having a stroke. I don't know. But no, I found God a long time ago. I knew something was real. I've had a sense about things in this world since I was a little boy, that like just the idea of the presence behind my eyeballs right now. I think to myself, you back there right now behind my eyeballs, you are something. You are something that transcends this body. You leave this. You are just here, right? You're a little guide. You're a little alien back there behind my eyeballs, and you're just like sitting right in the middle of the front lobe part of my brain, and you're just kind of guiding me and just watching, like, oh, that's cool. Oh, let's make him do this. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's hot. Yeah, let's do that. And then he's like, it's like, okay, with this one, and then a few years from now, whenever it may be, he's gonna be like, up, she's breaking down. Up, okay, all right, I got a jet. All right, heading back to the mothership with the report. I'll be there in a sec. Boom. And so, that's what we are. All we are is little cosmic spaceships out here doing recon for the mothership. Yeah. God's just waiting for you to come back and report back how things doing. How's my creation looking? How's it going?
And also, the thankfulness. That constant thankfulness. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is like, because we want to get ahead. We want to go big. We want to go, this, that. Can I have this? Sometimes treat God like Santa. And then, you want
to talk to him once a year, for about a month.
And you're asking for stuff. You're
just asking. Right. You're never like, what are you giving me?
Right. And then you just go, but there's those times where you look at it and you go, man, take that. So I do this thing. I take a little bit of a break, look outside, stand and gaze and pray and just kind of chill. But it's just that okay, everything else is fading away, because you get wrapped up. It's like that Corn Pops commercial where you get home and the commercial and it's like, oh man, I had a bad day at school, things suck. I'm gonna have my bowl of Corn Pops. Oh no, we're out. Oh no, mom didn't get any. Now listen, I got this. And then all of a sudden, mom walks in with the Corn Pops, and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta have my pops, and it's just kind of like that. Just oh, okay, hold on. I'm getting wrapped up in so much stuff that is important. That is also some of it not important. Sending me for a loop, and all of a sudden that break is go. Okay, wait a second.
Can I tell you what fantasy football has done for me?
Yeah, I love it. Give me the testimony of fantasy football.
No, let me bear witness to what fantasy football has done for me. No, honestly, as you're talking about that, people get so worked up about stuff. They get too high about this or they get too low about that. And what fantasy football has taught me is that it's 14 weeks. The first 8 to 10, try to be 500.
Right.
It's week 11, 12, 13, and 14 where pretty much everything's going to get determined anyhow. If you can just hang in there. So if you're losing your fucking mind week 1 or week 2 because you're 0-2, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
I've seen guys go 0-2, 0-3, and then roll a 7-game winning streak.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, boom, they're in the playoffs. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Chill. Calm down. It's going to be what it's going to be. If you planned, if you did everything right, you put in the right players, you made the right moves, you did everything within the rules that you could to maintain your integrity and earn the victory, and it doesn't work out, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ain't going to be but one dude holding up that trophy at the end of the year anyhow.
True.
Out of 16 of us, only one of us, so 15 people are going to be disappointed. Well, so here's what we did. As a co-commissioner, I had a conversation with our commissioner, and we made some suggestions, and we made some changes in the league.
Yeah.
So this year for players, it's a custom league with scoring, but it was frustrating because you get these players, these running backs or receivers, man, they'd get 80, 90 yards of rushing or receiving in the game. They wouldn't get in the end zone. But they got 80, 90 yards. You don't get shit for it. Yeah. There's guys that get 99 yards, and you're one more point, and you would have got 3-point bonus for a 100-yard receiving. So we said, hey, let's anything 50 to 99 yards is worth 2 points.
Right.
Yards. Right. If you get 100, so one guy was actually ready to quit because he was like, well, I want a PPR, and I'm sick of this. So when I told him we were doing that, and we were doing one other thing, which is he decided to stay. The other thing was I said, hey, why don't we have the Losers Bowl? I said, we have the first 8 teams that are in the playoffs.
Right.
So I said, teams 5, 6, 7, and 8 probably going to be pissed when they realize, like, when they lose, they're out. They're out. They win no money. But see, here's the thing. Teams 9 through 16, they're going to be playing a consolation bowl, and first place wins $100, second place wins $75, and third place wins 20 or 50 and 25, something like that. So it's the first worst loser will win $100, basically their season fees.
Yeah.
And then another team will win 50, another team. But those 3 teams will win more money than the teams that finish 5, 6, 7th, and 8th because the top 4 teams all win money.
Right.
So I said, it's going to keep everybody involved.
You got to keep them interested.
And I said that right there, that little change that I suggested that we changed, I said that's going to keep everybody, because you'll get guys in there, man, that'll be like, well, fuck, I'm not going to make the playoffs. I'm not going to bother anymore. And then they stop spending money. Right. They stop setting lineups. And it sucks when you're battling somebody else and you see that the guy, maybe he's in their division, so you're not going to face him, but he is.
Right.
And you realize, like, the second time around when they're facing him, he's already given up because he's he's 2-7 or whatever it happens to be. And he's just like, fuck it. And he's like, he's not going to set his lineup now. Well, great, because now you're just giving a gimme to this guy, and I'm fighting him for a playoff spot, but you're giving him a gimme, whereas I'm going up against a guy in my division who's also trying to get into the playoff. Right. He hasn't given up. So it's kind of like, hopefully this will inspire everyone to say, oh, no, I'm staying in it because I can still win. I can still win $100 in the Losers Bowl. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. See, for us, what we do is we do a weekly prize. Whoever scores the highest points, they could be out of it. And then they catch fire for like the last like 2 weeks.
Yes,
And
I've seen it,
so you
dude.
Just get the hot.
I've seen it,
yeah.
dude. I've seen a guy like, oh God, this in our league, Dan Chemist, we call him Major Pixel. He 1 year he finished as the 8th place team, and I told everybody, that's the team you don't want to play.
Best team.
He was in my division. He was just a fucking buzzsaw. He was 7-7. He finished the season 7-7, and just for whatever reason, his team. He was the guy that every year he would pick Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes if he could. His first 2 picks were Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. He's no dummy. But he was 7-7, and he just tore through everybody's ass and won the championship. And he was the 8th place team. He was the lowest wild card. Like, you can't give up. But that's what I've learned about it. It's like, it ain't over till it's over. But don't get too high, don't get too low. Because as you're celebrating a win and all that, guess what? There's next week coming. Right. And the guy that lost, he's pissed now. He's looking next week too. So, and the team you're playing next week, well, did they win or lose? So get your shit together because it starts all over again.
Right.
And we have a limit too. You can't just go in and grab a whole bunch of players and drop them. You can only grab 2 guys a week.
Oh wow, that's a pretty
limit.
good one.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, and it's only $2 per ad drop. But we limited that way just so guys, because we didn't want guys going in there and just just constantly dropping all their players and stuff, and picking all the good pool players up. It is what it is, like I said. But it's yeah.
Well, let's a
lot of fun.
Yeah, let's get you out of here because I know you got to get going.
Yeah, we're pretty close.
Yeah. So shout outs. We got shout outs. I'll do my shout out. I'll let you think of your shout out. I got to shout out my wife because my wife's mad at me right now, and she's a lovely lady, and I love her so much, and she's a wonder. Even though she was the one that broke this thing, the wing, broke, and that's why we had to get a deed. Hey. Still love her. She's an amazing woman, and she's when she hears this, hopefully she listens. Hopefully she listens before we talk again, so she can see how lovely and amazing she is.
Here's where he puts the tongue in it.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, kids. Yeah.
Shout outs.
God, who am I going to shout out? Shout out to my baby mama is coming in tomorrow, flying in tomorrow from Montana to finally meet Julio for the first time. Nice. And shout out to I guess I won't see you before then. So a shout out to my nephew, Tyler Wayne Yates, middle name Wayne, just like his Uncle Billy's, because it was intentional. But Tyler Wayne Yates, my nephew, and his beautiful bride, Brittany, are getting married on the 13th.
Nice.
Shout out to my beautiful, awesome, badass mother, who turns her birthday is Friday, September 6th. So this Friday.
Nice.
So she's getting a year older on Friday the 6th. The nephew's getting married a week later on the 13th, and that I can't tell you how happy that makes me and the whole family. Just that he's found someone as wonderful as her, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, there's a long story with him that just. Another reason why I give praise and glory to God, because he constantly shows me the love and grace that is out there if we just look for it. And not to say there's not a lot of bad stuff in the world, folks. Sure. I hope people aren't getting the wrong idea. I've seen a lot of bad. I've been through a lot of bad. That's part of the existence, the experience. But, it's amazing sometimes to just think how absolutely blessed God has made me. And so little things like that, people don't know that about me, but like my nephews and all, I worry about them. Yeah. I think about them all the time too. So there's just family and stuff that they don't hear from me or see me, but they're on my mind all the time.
Sure.
So God's always, at least God's always showing me that they're taken care of, that they're good. So yeah.
And shout out to the beautiful, badass, wonderful Scott.
Oh yeah, Stock Car Scott, my buddy's birthday was yesterday. He turned 68. Yeah. So him and my mom, these Virgos. So Stock Car Scott celebrated his birthday because we know this because did you see the Water Boys? So he posted the episode of the Water Boys 20 years to the date, and it just happened to be his birthday. And you saw how good we were to him, right?
Good. So good.
Did you see how good we were to him?
I didn't get that part.
Oh, so you got to watch the show.
Okay.
It is pretty good. We had. we really had a lot of fun doing that show. Man. Yeah. It was such a blast. It really was.
Yeah.
The fans of the Waterboys Sports Show on Facebook. It's a private page, so you'll have to find it. You could always find Billy PaintedHorse Custalow on Facebook and contact me that way if you want and say,
Ask
hey man, I want to be on. I want to check out your fan page, the Waterboys page. But it's a good time. It's wonderful that Scott has all those shows and able to upload them, man, because it's like the trip down memory lane is a blast.
And then just thankful again that Holly is reunited.
Yes,
Holly and you
feels so good.
back, baby.
Yes, Holly. I'm sorry. Like I said, welcome to my wonderful world of Facebook. You won't have that problem with me on X or Rumble. Hell, probably even YouTube. YouTube has yet to strike me. Of course, I don't post any of the stuff we do on Rumble on YouTube because I would already be banned from YouTube had I posted even one episode of Think You Ought to Know This on there. Think You Ought to Know This is on Rumble every Monday and Wednesday night at 7 p.m. and you can find us there. We'll hope you check us out.
Yeah, and send the questions to me or to him, and we'll tackle them on the next episode. And give him topics also on Think You Ought to Know This as well. He'd love to dig.
Yes,
deep.
absolutely. Jump in. We'd love to have you in the live chat. Like I said, find me on Patreon and locals under Painted Horse. You just type in Painted Horse or Painted Horse 9 or Painted Horse 999 on X, and you will find me.
Love it. All right, everyone, have a great week, and go NFL Week 1.
Yeah, go Seahawks. Go Raiders. Woo! Football!
Welcome to the greatest of the greatest, a podcast that you never knew you needed, with interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice, asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to